you can't even hear it. You're just like,
You just gotta feel the music, man. You just gotta feel the music. Some people happy that MS Paint didn't go away.
oh, I forgot to put that in the docs.
Yeah.
It's gone, brother.
I like your reaction to that shit, Nick. Oh shit!
No, I grew up with Paint, dude. The game.
Yeah, it's also not 1992 anymore. There are fucking other programs.
Hey, that's a lot of people use that program to make pixel
Yeah,
art, to draw, primary colors. Come on.
No, and what's gonna happen too when people can't afford fucking Photoshop because it costs $600 goddamn dollars? What am I gonna draw pictures for my mom and dad for? Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Or you could just use
2004.
that one program they were replacing it with 3D Paint, but it's not going anywhere, Nick. I think it's not going anywhere. It's still going to be there for people to use it to create MCA fan art. And speaking of the MCA, people, welcome to the Midweek Chat Attack, where we're gonna be chilling, relax. We're gonna kick your feet up. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. Actually, gonna do a little mini flex and chill because I know people want to talk about Dunkirk. So you know that Dunkirk. And yeah, people want to talk about that stuff and all the recent news, like the Sim news and the NES Classic news and shit like that. So people, we want to accommodate you guys. We want to accommodate you with all of these news stories. And with that being said, Nick, guess what happens today?
Oh,
come on! Yes!
Damn!
Jesus!
I know.
I was hoping that webcam would fall.
Wait, was Alan like rooting for that shit? Like, was he like Dave Chappelle? Come on, Titty. Come on, Titty.
I was rooting for that. Could you hitting it like, come
on, camera. Come on, camera. No, but we also got anime night. It's like this is like a special anime night because it kicks it off before everybody gets the fuck out and goes to Austin for the Double Toasted's 3rd year anniversary party.
Oh, it was actually really happening for once. I mean, or not for once. So it happened many times. It's kind of like surprise. Shut up.
Isn't this the 3rd time? Right? I'm missing something.
I'm like, wow, 1, 2, 3. No, but yeah, we actually finally we're doing the midweek the MCA anime nights, and the theme, because you guys voted on it, it will be movie nights and stuff like that. And thank you to the people that actually helped me put the list together and compile that and stuff like that. And I will be putting a poll in the chat and shit like that. Nick, but can you show them the polls, what they can be voting for?
Man, I'm sorry, I'm just.
No, it's okay, sweetie.
No,
take your time, sweetie. Take your time. I know you
did a bad job with the show. You didn't do anything right. You call me Ragnarok.
Yeah, but people got a list of selection and stuff like that. And again, thank you to all the people that helped me put this list together. But I think we actually, because I was actually trying to like switch it between like new school and old school, but I think we got like a nice mixture of new school. I'm really hoping you guys pick your name and stuff like that, because I know a lot of people haven't seen it, or a lot of people have, and it's just such a beautiful movie. But we got a lot of newcomers like that. We got Silent Voice. We got like I said, Your Name, and then that's a really good one too. The Garden of Words. That's a really fucking like people like before y'all vote, because y'all motherfuckers don't like to research when y'all got literally Google right here in the fucking next tab. But yeah, make sure y'all look up these movies so y'all know what the hell y'all voting for, so y'all won't be disappointed. Y'all don't want to be watching something that's not good or something like that. And it seems like some people are already voting for Silent Voice and stuff like that. So people vote on the polls. Like it says, the 2 top movies with the most votes, those will be the movies that we watch tonight. We can chill, relax, kick back, and actually talk about what we're going to do in Austin before we go out there. So, yeah.
Oh, yes, man. And I'm really jealous, by the way. I just want to say this. Everyone be careful about Austin. Don't hang around the Ganja Guru. The motherfucker's sick right now. So, obviously, when he be smoking blunts and then pass them to you, you're going to get sick as well. So, don't be doing that shit, okay? I'm Daddy fucking Diaz. I'm the one who's going to be worried. I got to pay the fucking hospital bills for you motherfuckers, okay? Damn it, Anthony. Don't get sick.
I don't think me and Anthony have a choice in that matter.
I'm sick.
But here's the thing, though. I want to talk about the itinerary of tonight's show. And by the way, I kind of help people out with the whole putting itinerary on the actual title, man, because we're talking about Wonder Woman 2 revealed, whatever the fuck. I know Allie's excited. I'm not. That shit sounds stupid as fuck. But The Sims 4 coming to the consoles. Finally, I done told you, Allie. Well, no, I'm happy. But the thing is, Allie likes that shit on PC. I don't like the PC ones. That shit is difficult. It's fucking hard.
No mods.
But it's still difficult, though. Even if you have the mods, it's still a hard game. I don't want to play that shit.
That you don't have the option of mods on the console.
Hey, yo, when we gonna get that Sims Busting Out remake? Yes. That's what we need. We need the Sims Busting Out 2 on the Switch. I don't know.
And I like how the chat really does pick certain movies for certain reasons. Cedric says he chose Perfect Blue because blue is his favorite color. So that's great. That's a reason why.
That is a really good reason why. You know what? Some probably pick red line because red was in the title. Red is their favorite color. So
yeah,
who
and maybe
knows?
we can do something where, maybe the chat can come on to the Flexman Show on Saturday or maybe next week or something on midweek and talk about the anime nights. We never really do that. No one ever talks about the anime nights.
Yeah, we never do. Like, nobody ever actually brings that up and stuff like that. Mostly because sometimes we watch animes that people already like, oh, yeah, I've seen that anime, and I want everybody else to watch it, too. And it's like, oh, or we all like, oh, yeah, we all seen it, and we all want to watch it again with friends and shit like that. So we probably, most of the time, we already watched it that we already seen. But, yeah, that's why I'm trying to do these anime nights in a sense where we can actually watch new shit that we haven't actually seen and stuff like that. Maybe like Attack on Titan Season 2. Then again, they never vote for that shit. So, but like, newer animes and shit like that. But yeah, that is a good idea.
Now, really quick, I'm just going to do this really, really fast. I will do the ganja part, and then, whoever wants to jump in at the end can go ahead and do so. But I'm going to put this out there right now. Rule number 1, newcomers, join the call first. Okay? We want new people in the call because, it's just fun meeting new people. That's why people cheat. Number 2, don't talk over each other. If you do, I will talk over you, talk over me. No one understands both of us. And then guess what? There's no fucking point in doing it. God damn it. Rule number 3, please no nudity. Say that shit for the after hours. I mean, I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube, okay? I want to make money on this shit, right? So don't be fucking me over, asshole. And number 4, don't give anyone the link. I am very serious about this shit. Anthony, make your serious face, baby. No, the reasoning why, and we can all tell you this, is just like we do have certain statements planned for certain people because if you come on and you have nothing to say about something, you'll probably be rotated out by the time you get to a topic that you do want to talk about. So just wait for us to give you the link. You come in, we make you look good. You get to say whatever you want, something that you actually care about. And speaking of that too, make sure to message us and tell us that you want to be in the call in the first place. I don't want to be looking for you, goddammit. And rule number 5, read the rules. And Allie girl and Alan boy. Which one?
Don't be a dick.
Motherfuckers.
Yes!
That actually sounded like a hip hop song and shit like that. Don't be a dick, motherfuckers. Don't be a dick, motherfuckers.
The gangster part, she plays the soft vocals in the chorus.
Yes.
Ain't nothing but a hangouts party.
And then when they
I
actually,
love that fucking song, no joke.
like one of those moments too where you actually look up the songs and shit like that, and the people they be like, man, who's that black guy that raps in that song? He's a white guy.
And then he goes, I'm not white, god
I'm not white. Yeah, exactly. And they be like, what? But yeah, people, get inside the call. I want you to look on the left side of your screen. You're going to see this box that's going to be blinking red and yellow. You click that box. It opens up. You see a Google Hangouts link. You click that link and hop inside the call in a very sexual manner.
Oh, yes. And if you want to come in the call, you message Anthony, who's spinning around in a circle. You message Allie, who is an avatar now. Don't message me. I will not look at that shit. Or you can message, DJ White Chocolate. You can do that. I mean, that's cool as fuck. But
DJ White Chocolate.
I already have a nickname. You feel the need to come up with another nickname.
I like that shit, DJ White Chocolate. That's awesome.
Give it a week. I'll have more names than Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
Oh, man, Game of Thrones. One of these days, we got to talk about that. If you guys actually... you keep doing that, baby. You keep doing that. No, because the chat, I'm actually wondering, too, who's really, kind of caught up with Game of Thrones at this point? Chat, why don't you guys tell me really, really quick? Because we might bring that up on Saturday. I don't know whether or not to do it because I don't want to, spoil things for people or make people have to leave the call, etc. But is that shit still popping really big time? Allie, you watch that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, is this is there a
Everyone's
bunch
still
of important stuff happening?
Not really. Not as much as the first couple of seasons.
Okay, yeah.
I would say.
Because I'm kind of interested that this is the last season, so I feel like they're gonna go all out.
No, they have one more. They confirmed that season 8's over. So season 7, season 8, and it's done.
Oh, okay. So maybe next season is gonna be the one where every episode's holy shit, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Speaking of that too, Ed Sheeran apparently deleted his Twitter account because people were making fun of him and talking shit.
As he should. If he could also delete his music career, I'd be really happy too.
No,
Damn.
It's weird. I can't believe that man.
You.
Wait, what'd you say, Allie?
I'm saying, what did he do to you?
His shitty music. That's what he did.
No,
To every cashier out there that has to listen, I'm in love with your body, and the other bullshit he plays, fuck that guy.
It's just
I've never heard an Ed Sheeran song.
Listen to one, then you'll understand. What
But I'm wondering too, why do they have to get somebody like that to be on Game of Thrones? You would think they get an action star or kind of a regal type of character or an actor.
Well, they ran out of British people.
Well, then again, they got like fucking one of the One Direction boys for Dunkirk, so it's just like
Yeah, they ran out of British people with the Game of Thrones and Christopher Nolan. They got rid of every British actor in Hollywood that's working.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy how that's going on. And by the way, too, I'm gonna go and look this up one more time. We'll keep doing this periodically throughout the show, but right now, apparently, the purple, which is your name, that's the one that's being voted the most. Anthony, did you vote on this shit, man?
no, I don't vote. I never vote because I never want to seem like I don't want to vote. Like I let it leave it up to the people because I think if I start voting on it, like it'll become unfair. So that's why I just let other people vote. So.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and post this in the chat one more time. Okay, there it is. It's in the chat again, and you guys continue to vote, whatever, and let us know what you think about these videos, because you guys might watch multiple shows or movies. It's movies, by the way.
Yeah, too. We might watch 2 movies, and then probably if people stick around. You know how we always do, like the anime nights after hours or whatever. So people, come join us. Come join us. Come join us.
Get nerdy as fuck with us. But here's the thing, though,
Woo!
Anthony. I want to bring this up, speaking of nerdiness, because I know people are going to be just as mad about the Ed Sheeran thing as this. And by the way, I haven't seen anybody come in this goddamn call. Message us! I want to talk to some people. I love you.
I'm waiting on the people. I'm telling them to look on the left side of their screen and be like, hey, send me that Google link or Hangout link so I can sexually, mannerly, do something to you.
Spank that ass.
Yeah, spank that Double that ass into the Google Hangouts call.
No, but... Actually, that shit sounds sexy, Ellie. Don't even fuck around. But here's the thing. I know Alan was moved. But here's the thing. SNES Classic Edition. I know High Score and us many times we talk about this, all excited and whatnot. Even they're talking about N64 Classic Edition now, apparently. That video was up on YouTube, on Double Toast's YouTube channel. But here's the thing, though. Now, apparently, we're going backwards. Walmart apparently canceled all the fucking SNES Classic pre-orders. Now, there's reasons why, but just reading that particular topic title, like, does that bother the fuck out of you, Anthony?
No, it's like weird because like when I seen that, because I actually seen that before actually coming right onto the show and stuff like that, and I'm just like, okay, because my first question was like, how the fuck are they gonna give people their money back? And like, isn't that kind of like, okay, quote me if I'm wrong, but isn't that kind of false advertisement when you just like renege on something like that, where you're just like, oh yeah, we got pre-orders, but no, we don't.
Well, I don't think
so
it's
I'm just
that.
like.
I think it's the same way they do like hotel purchases. Like I remember last year's second anniversary, I actually ordered a $3,000 fucking suite at the Omni, and I was scared because I wasn't gonna go. I was like, "Fuck! I just spent $3,000 for fucking nothing." And then I called them like, "We didn't even charge you." Like,
yeah, apparently that's also what's happening with the Walmart thing. Is apparently no one's been charged if they did it with credit card, and the gift cards they're gonna get a refund. I am just kind of skimming through because it doesn't really say why exactly, but most likely what's happening is, and this always happens, is they just got too many pre-orders and Nintendo's just not giving out as many products as people pre-ordered, which usually happens with this SNES stuff.
Now, Allie, I don't know if you're like interested in getting these retro consoles, because we've had an argument on our SoundCloud in the Backroom podcasting where Anthony and Allie just attacked each other about getting these retro consoles. But does this kind of like deter you from ever wanting to get one of these, Allie, or no?
I never was gonna get one in the first place.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to play Star Fox 2? Come on.
Yeah, no. I'm all about moving forward, not going back.
I agree with her.
like, sorry. It's funny because I just had this like conversation with this person on my Castlevania review where they're like, "Oh, you didn't play the game, so your review is completely irrelevant to the freaking TV show." But anyway, I was like, I'm not gonna pay my money to get an old console just to play like one game or maybe two, and then that's it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's not like any new game coming out is going to be compatible with that console. What's the point of me getting it?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where I got from.
And I want to show this to people. Allie does do these reviews. And I'm glad you're back doing this, by the way. But I just want to show this really quick. Yeah. Definitely check these out, and maybe we'll do like a Castlevania little talk tonight or whatever. But yeah, man, it's just funny people actually arguing with you on this shit. It's amazing to me.
That happens.
It was the most senseless argument. I'm like, dude, you're acting like I'm reviewing the game. I'm just reviewing a TV show. Like, because with his logic, anyone who doesn't read Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or any comic book can't enjoy any of the movies. Exactly. Most, like 85% of the population, I say, haven't read the books.
Hey, raise your hand if you, besides Ruthless, who probably did, raise your hand if you actually read the Game of Thrones books before watching the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually didn't
Exactly.
read them all before the show
Really?
started.
I don't know. It seems like that's something you would do. You seem like you would be reading the stuff before the show came out.
I
I would say
heard
the
about
same
it like
way.
when the show got announced. I started with like one, and then I got into it like a lot after the second season and finished them.
And I
Right.
want to like
Exactly. That's like even with people that are like they see something after it's been made into a movie or a TV show, then they go back and start reading the books.
Yeah.
But it's never like the opposite where like you'll read the books and all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're making a movie or a TV show.
Hey,
It's like rarely ever that.
Hey, perfect example. Like we were just talking last week about the Ready Player One and how like the ones that actually liked the trailer, we was like, hey, fuck yeah, we're about to go back and read the damn book. Like it's got me curious. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's including me.
Yeah, and I mean, I know this might deter from the conversation, but there's really not a whole lot to say about SNES Classic Edition being canceled. I mean, obviously people are going to be buying this shit. The release date's in October instead of September now, etc. I mean, moving on. But I want to like, this is a good topic that we just kind of like fell into our hands here. What is something that you guys like watched or whatever the fuck played or something that made you want to go back and read like the old source material, except for superhero stuff, because we always know that superheroes we're always going to go back and read Batman issue this that whatever.
Well,
the fuck. But
this is like probably answering the question, and I'm trying to like figure out what I did to that. But the one I actually did read the books before actually watching the movie was Harry Potter. Like I always read the books, and I think until I got to like that last one, the seventh one, I actually seen the movie. Then tried to go back and read the book because I'm like, fuck that book. That shit's like a Bible. That shit's like a source or some shit like that. But I don't know. Like, what I have to say, because like you say, like comic book stuff that really doesn't count. Because I know I always do that type of stuff too. But yeah, you have to come back to me. I have to think about that.
Yeah, I think I got one if no one else does.
yeah, go ahead.
I guess it's this for movies. So I apparently have done this a lot, but the one off the top of my head was I saw Die Hard 4, and then I saw Die Hard 5 in theater with a friend of mine and fell asleep during it. I was like, man, this movie fucking sucks. Why does anyone like Die Hard? So I went back and watched the first one and went, oh, that's why. So like that, and same thing with the Creed. When I saw the Creed trailer, I was like, wow, this is really, really good. Let me go back and watch all the Rocky movies. So sometimes I do that. If something looks good that's coming out recent, I'll go back and watch through everything prior leading up to it.
And I know this is not your favorite Rocky movie, but I mean, it really is kind of like rewarding to go back and watch these movies. Like Rocky 4, like this movie was one of those movies where it really, really changed so much of the character that kind of like spawned into all these other like side stories. I mean, like, I don't know, like, isn't this like the whole basis of this fight here with Rocky and Ivan Drago? This is like the whole basis of Rocky 5, of him just kind of like getting brain dead. You know what I mean? And then you would think, outside of like what we see in the movies, this is kind of what led to Adrian's death and the whole thing. And yes, I'm spoiling some shit. Movies are fucking old, people. Like, fuck you.
Creed came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't seen Creed, but it's like if you spoiled it, I wouldn't care because that's my fault. I haven't seen the fucking.
It's really hard to spoil Creed, honestly.
Yeah, it's a boxing movie.
Yeah. There's boxing at some point.
Yeah, but you, Allie, how about you?
Yo, well, I mean, Anthony kind of took mine. It would have to be Harry Potter. I grew up with Harry Potter, so like all the movies were coming out, and it wasn't until the Sixth Prince where I started getting into the books. I was like, okay, we're on the sixth one, then there's 7, so that's the final story. I'm like, okay, let me read the books to get kind of like how different everything is, and I gotta say that really did change my perspective on the movies. It just like when you read the books and you just see how much like stuff they cut out, it like really makes you like, oh well, is this movie all that great? I will say for the most part, all of them are good except for Order of the Phoenix, and Half-Blood Prince as well.
It was okay.
Half-Blood Prince was better than Order of the Phoenix, but Order of the Phoenix was like, that one's the biggest book in the series. That one's 800 and something pages. It's more so than Deathly Hallows.
Actually, I lost that argument, apparently. No, Deathly Hallows is longer. Apparently, I lost that argument. I thought that...
But are you saying that the book is bad or the movie's bad? Or both?
The movie.
The movie, okay. And
it's like completely... They cut out so much from that book. It's like a completely different movie.
And we suffered through that with Stephen King movies all the fucking time. Like, I cannot stand how much I do that shit with the Stephen King movies. I've never seen a book that's just as good. Maybe Maximum Overdrive, and that's just silly as shit, so...
Yeah, didn't some of the things with Stephen King books, like, how would you put that, like The Shining, for instance, like, apparently, like, in the book, it's like some ghost manatees or some shit, or stingrays, some ghost stingrays. I'm like, yeah, how the fuck would have put that in that movie? So,
I hear that a common complaint with Stephen King books, that they're great premises, but they end terribly, almost all of them.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Anthony and Allie, like, with the Harry Potter books, do you guys feel like they're different experiences of the Harry Potter books and the movies? It's a completely different experience, or is like the
Yeah.
same thing and just one's better than the other?
Oh, it's for me, I don't know what Ellie's gonna say, but for me, yeah, I would say if you like the Harry Potter like story, the mythos and everything, yeah, definitely read the books because it's definitely a lot more world building in those books and stuff like that. Like especially in Chamber of Secrets, like it was a lot of world building in that book that they cut out completely out the fucking movie. So yeah, read those books for that sense. You do get like a bit different experience. You get a little bit more sense of the world and stuff like that. But yeah, like the movies, it's just pretty much the bite-sized story, and it's pretty much just really focusing more on Harry and stuff like that. Like the books do that too, but like it's like the beginning of like the prime example. But like the beginning of the movie of Sorcerer's Stone, you skip right to Harry Potter and him coming off the bike and shit like that with Hagrid and that whole story. But in the book of the first Harry Potter, they actually cover like the Dursleys. I think that's what their name is.
Dudleys.
The Dursleys, and like pretty much like his day at work, their street, their neighbors. They talk about every goddamn thing, like just within like like almost that first chapter. So it's like I said, you get so much more world building. So
yeah, and I'm looking over here too in the YouTube chat, and I know I'm supposed to be showing the YouTube chat, but over here, 90s is saying Ender's Game book made him so hyped for the movie, and I hear a lot of bad things about the movie, so I don't know.
Okay.
If 90s actually ended up liking or whatever. But what were you saying, Allie?
Oh, well, yeah, I was going to answer your question before. For me, honestly, it is definitely, like, I do agree with Anthony that Harry Potter is definitely, like, you definitely get more from reading the books. But I do feel like the movies really captured the essence and the world extremely well. I think they did the best that they could do, honestly. A lot of the stuff, like, I mean, I can't really honestly say, oh, I pictured it in the book and now it's coming to life. Like, I can't say that because I watched the movies first. But, like, I will say, I read the Deathly Hallows before the movie came out. So at least from that point of view, a lot of the things they put in that movie are exactly how I envisioned them in my head. So I think they did the best they could do. Obviously, they can't film everything. They can't write in everything from the book. I honestly think the Dursleys, I can understand why they cut it out. It's really irrelevant. It's not needed at all. It's just like, yeah, they're mean to Harry. You see them a little bit throughout the time frame of Harry growing up, but otherwise they're really not essential to the story. So it really doesn't matter if you show that, like, their everyday life and whatever. Like, yes, I think they gave enough to show, like, Harry, being what his environment is in the Muggle world and whatever. But yeah, I have to say, like, it does kind of make you a little more cynical. Like, when you actually see the movie, when you've read the book, you're like, why isn't this in there?
Yeah.
Why isn't this there? Well, this has this purpose, so why isn't that in there? Angry, like, in the Deathly Hallows, where Harry, like, when he finally has the Elder Wand at the end, in the book, he uses the Elder Wand to fix his old wand because it gets broken. And, like, he's grown, like, an attachment with this wand throughout the whole entire series. Like, it's protected him through, with Voldemort and everything, and for him to just, like, throw it and not even bother to, like, fix his wand. I'm like, what? That was such a small little thing you could have done, and I felt like it wouldn't really added that much extra minutes or anything. It's just a small thing that could have been added. And then also I feel like some of the side characters, they really just brush over some who die. And, like, man, they were really essential. They're really like, known in the story. It's kind of criminal the way they just kind of, like, oh yeah, they died. Moving forward, it's like, wait, no.
It's one of those things I'm actually surprised they ever made Harry Potter into a movie. Because reading those books are written like a television show. Where, like, every chapter kind of feels like another episode.
Yeah.
And you guys are mixing stuff that you like, and I just think of the two series that I got actually angry about because I had been tricked into reading them before I saw the movie and TV shows.
Oh, which ones were those?
The movie is World War Z. Like,
ooh,
Max Brooks,
completely different.
He made the Zombie Survival Guide, which I absolutely fucking love.
Oh, is that him? Oh.
I have a couple copies of it, and then he wrote World War Z after that. And I was so pissed off by that movie. I still refuse to watch it.
I hate that fucking movie because it could have been.
Yeah,
it was everything that Walking Dead kind of wants to be.
Yeah.
Oh man, like they could have made the best fucking thing. And it was silly. It's literally laughable. And I know Anthony liked that shit. And a couple other people like that shit. But
Yeah.
it's fucking rough. But go ahead, Ruth.
There's so much cool shit in World War Z if you read the book that it just nothing in that movie has anything to do with it other than the title. Like nothing. I was so angry. And then the TV show, this is gonna sound weird, but this girl said, "Oh, hey Matt, I know you like occult stuff. There's this lady who wrote this series about the South, but it has vampires in it. You should check it out."
Oh, is it True Blood?
And yes, it's the True Blood series. I had read like 3 of those books before the TV show got announced, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember the books that girl from college told me to read. Yeah, I remember liking those." I watched the show, and the first season, really good. Second season, really good. Third season, and then after that, just fuck it. Just
You went on longer than I did. I saw the season 3.
I was hate watching during the 4th season, and then I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like my brain needs to get away from this.
Hey, at least you got to see Anna Paquin somewhat.
That's way too long for that to happen, man. I'm just gonna freak that out.
I'm sorry, I don't find her all that attractive, so I didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
Man, I just like
One person I wanted to see naked never got naked. Pam.
Oh, who's that?
Wait, yeah, who was
Who?
that?
Pam.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Like the-
damn, all right.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I mean, every single girl in there.
She was Pam was the other person that was running the bar with Eric.
Oh, she the redhead?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Okay,
you know.
honestly, I don't
Okay.
see this.
Oh yeah.
That's.
Right.
Oh wait, her?
No,
Oh, you're talking
the
about
only
the
reason I wanted
bar.
to see her naked was because she was never naked on the show. I was like, why are they doing this?
Wait, what
Does she
the
have this in
fuck?
her contract? Like,
Dude, you see
I
that
wasn't
show?
like,
Everyone gets naked. Everyone.
yeah, the whole show gets naked at some point.
Like,
You don't see naked.
I
got
never
naked
heard
on
that
the
part
show.
of a review before. Just like
that is kind
That's
of
all the show is. It's the reason I saw. Dude, that show is the reason I hated HBO for a long time. 'Cause, like every show they have is just blood and violence and nudity. There's nothing else in the fucking show.
I only stuck around for Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
oh,
why
wait,
you?
she
why
started
she
up for that
naked,
guy who was
baby?
on Tarzan or whatever, right? Is that the same?
Yeah.
Man, is
Yeah.
that
Actually, genuinely, he was actually the best part of that show. Like, he had the most charisma. His character was actually really great.
I
like,
thought it was for his body.
Honestly, more than just looks. I mean, hey, he ain't a bad looking dude, but like, no, genuinely, he does like amazing performance in that role. He's definitely like the best character.
I like the guy that played Lafayette a lot better,
Yeah, it's like,
who recently passed
Oh yeah,
away.
Lafayette was
Yeah, Nelson Ellis. Like his scenes as Lafayette were always awesome. So I wanted to see what's going on with him. I actually really liked the actor that played Jason Stackhouse because I found out I heard his real voice, not his American accent version. And I was like, oh shit, he's really British.
Oh,
Really?
There's
Yeah.
something though. My favorite character is I can't remember what her name, but it's the main character is a black friend.
Oh, the actress plays Tara Rutina
Yeah,
Wesley.
she has like low key my favorite episode ever is when they get captured by the vampires at that estate, and she's like, "Okay, tomorrow we're gonna break the fuck out," because I love a good prison break, and they break out of this mansion, and it's such a good fucking episode. That's my favorite episode of that
I
show.
remember that one.
One more that I just thought of too. I tried to do it. Like we talking about like things that we went back after seeing the first Hunger Games. I tried to go back and read the first book. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't even get past the first chapter. I was just like,
I
nope.
don't blame you. The book is awful.
Well,
Nope.
yeah. Well, here's the
So-
thing, because I mean, I know that you guys. I mean, I trust you guys and everything, but this is what the series is fucking massive, and it's not because it's just women or whatever the fuck, like Twilight, or whatever. Like this is actually something that really was popular with all genders and all like ages. So what was so
and
bad
you're
about
right,
this?
100%. Okay, the book, the first time I never seen the other movies. That first Hunger Games movie is that should win a Nobel Peace Prize because of how good it was compared to the book. It's like they made a legitimately good movie out of it. That's legitimately fun, good character development. And you know why it's good character development? Because they cut out half of the bullshit she goes through and talks about in the fucking book. It is the most boring, pretentious bullshit. It takes 100 pages for anything to happen. And up until then, it's just the main character complaining about bullshit, constantly whining until anything actually fucking happens, which is like 200 pages into the book. She's still whining and complaining.
Yeah, she is. It's really drawn out, and I know, like I forgot to mention, J.K. Rowling sometimes does that too with some of the Harry Potter books, like Order of the Phoenix. I kind of felt like that she was kind of doing that. J.K. secret story where it's just like, get to the fucking point. I get it. Like you're just drawing out like just extra stuff, and like I said, it goes into the world building and the character development. But I really hate that about reading books and authors is when they drawn out shit, and I'm just like, I fucking get it. Get to the next thing.
One thing is, when I was a kid, I never really liked reading a whole lot. I mean, the only person I would stick with is Stephen King, and plus, I just, books cost money, and I didn't have a library pass for the whole thing. But that fucking movie, 1999, I saw this in the movie theater. It was so bad. With Jennifer Lopez, The Cell. Have you ever seen The Cell?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it,
Yeah, with her and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yep, exactly. Movie was fucking bad. The thing is, apparently this and Pulse were both movies that are supposed to be made as an adaptation to the book Cell by Stephen King. If I can find this fucking thing. Oh, yeah, there it is. And basically, like, you guys know how I like zombie movies and 20 Days Later and the whole fucking thing. Basically what this was is, back in the day where cell phones were new, people kind of had like this little fear of like, man, that's kind of weird that you can just like call somebody whenever the fuck. Like, this technology is scary in general.
Sure.
It's like Terminator and that whole Skynet shit. You know what I mean? It's like you never know. And apparently in the book, and you know how you complain about how sometimes people take too long in descriptions, like, ooh, the wind feels this way, the trees move this way. And
Don't read Lord of the Rings.
I did, and I actually liked the second two books. Like, those were good. But the thing is, though, I just know that on this book, usually Stephen King does that really, really bad because he wants to set the mood and keep you in there in suspense. This shit, within the first fucking paragraph, shit goes nuts, where this is a dude beating a fuck out of a dog, ripping out its tongue. And what it is there's a signal in cell phones that make, like, it triggers something in your brain that makes you go apeshit, like a zombie. And the whole movie...
A lot of Kingsman?
Say what?
You're describing the plot of Kingsman.
I never seen Kingsman. Yeah, so
Because Kingsman, they have this device that they put in all cell phones, and when they activate a signal, everyone goes crazy and starts killing everybody.
This is literally the same thing. The only difference is, like, it gets to a point where it triggers something so much that it unlocks something kind of like Lucy, but it unlocks a little part of your brain, a percentage of your brain, where you're able to, like, live longer from, like, bullets, etc. So it has that zombie shit. I know, it's just like Lucy. It sucks that it's doing that, but Lucy came out way afterwards, so, hey. It's like the Star Wars
I
thing.
want to play
Star
a
Wars
video game based on that, man.
Me too. But then it gets to a point where, like, they actually start, like they form a tribe. Like, everyone who's crazy with the cell shit, like, they actually start, like, working together, and they become of the norm, and us regular people, we're the fucking, like, different ones. You know what I mean? The whole world's ruled by these people controlled by the cell. And then they make a movie called Pulse, and it's people who kill themselves on webcam. That's the whole story. That's the whole gimmick. And it's something about the internet that gets people going crazy, jumping out buildings to a point where, people are like covering their windows because the sun makes people go crazy. And if you see something outside of your window, that drives you to go commit suicide. And it's like this weird virus that goes around. Really silly shit. And that pissed me the fuck off. And plus, Cell, the movie, had nothing to do with any of this shit. Like, Jennifer Lopez being some weird situation.
That book came out after the movie Cell.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, that book that you're talking about came out in like 2006. I have that book. I have it. It's not signed, but I have that book from when it first came out. Because my mom was a big Stephen King fan. Is a big Stephen King fan. So
yeah. So what was it? Was it Cell or was it Pulse that was like a derivative of this? Because
no, I'm trying to remember. I think that I want to say that original Cell film was based on a book, but the movie about Cell, that book that you're talking about, came out last year, just last year.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now. With is that Samuel L. Jackson and John Cusack? How did I never hear about this movie?
No, that movie I never seen. I don't know anything about that fucking movie. Cause I looked that up right now too, and that came up right away on my YouTube search. And that I'm thinking about the one with Jennifer Lopez. But like the Pulse movie too, that came out I think around, I don't know if it was 2006 or something. But it's the one with the webcams. Like, Ruth, do you remember that?
Is that the one Unfriended?
Yeah, I remember. I remember Unfriended.
No, it's just like that.
I remember the movie. Yeah, it is. It's basically just your webcams could like essentially make it possible for you to be killed. It was so weird. It wasn't good. I'll put it this way. It's not worth watching. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
the Cell you're talking about came out in 2000.
I always get this movie mixed up with the other one that was what the fuck was that called? White Noise, where they was putting down red tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movies are the same concept because it's your episode with the, like.
No, that stuff comes from an even older movie called Fear.com. I want to say it was.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
My god.
That was like a really it was basically just an Americanized ripoff of the Grudge, but the Grudge / Ring.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a bastardization of that plot. So yeah, like everything gets recycled.
Yeah, what a bad
Apparently word
fucking
for
era
word,
of
too.
horror movies, by the way.
Yeah,
Kingsman
and then
fucking
I
makes it like.
I don't even know if y'all remember that too, but around that time, it was also a video game one.
I was
Like, if
about
you
to
died-
say that, you
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it was a video game. I can't. What was that shit called, man? I can't remember
I do
what it was
not know,
called.
but it was kind of a cool
Yeah.
idea, honestly. 'Cause they died. If you
Yeah.
die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah, you die in real life.
Oh,
I can't remember
yeah,
what
yeah,
the fuck it was
Alive.
called. Was
It's
it
called
Alive?
I think. The movie?
Yeah, no, but what's it
No.
called, Alan?
Is it called? It's called Alive. I think the movie. Straight
I
up, it's
think you're
called
right,
Alive.
actually.
Because I saw that in theaters with my friend.
Me too.
I-
I gotta look this shit up now because
Is it
this was
Alive?
was it in 2002?
I know Frankie Muniz is in it, so he can't have too many movies. We should be able to figure that out really fast.
Yeah, I can't find it, man. But people, man, if we edit this into like a highlight video, I'll put the actual fucking trailer. But yeah, dude, it was actually kind of a fun movie.
Oh, Stay
I
Alive.
Stay Alive.
Stay alive.
Stay alive. Yeah.
Yeah,
See, when you say movie with a video game, you're in a video game, and if you die in the game, you die for real. The first thing I actually thought of was Brain Scan.
Brain scan. I don't even.
Okay,
remember
next After
that.
Hours viewing party. Movies that have the exact same plot as other movies, but nobody could put them together.
For real. Yeah, for real.
So, Brain Scan came out in like early '90s, but it was the other movie that Edward Furlong did from Terminator 2. Like it was like his second movie after Terminator 2.
Yeah.
And it's basically just like, all right, what if the video games could really kill people? That was the entire thing. But the soundtrack was amazing because George Clinton did the soundtrack.
Wait, George Clinton? Is
Yes.
he related to Bill Clinton? Like,
No, George Clinton. Come on, actual George Clinton that people actually know. Funk
I don't
George
fucking know who he is.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, I think I recall.
But this looks like a fucking Silent Hill game. Like, honestly, dude, like, does this count as a video game movie? I mean, it's not really based off a video game.
No.
Oh, do you remember the ending of that movie? That movie is the fucking stupidest ending because the ending of the movie is that they mass-produced the video games to be sold at like GameStop. That's how the fucking movie ends.
Oh, wow.
No,
It's like
like
In the
this-
Mouth of Madness, actually. But it's like a video game instead of a book.
Oh, what I love about that movie has one really interesting kill. It's in the game, the guy dies by getting run over by a carriage, and they somehow manage to make that work in the fucking movie. It is fucking
But a
ridiculous.
carriage? Like, what do you get killed by?
Yeah,
Oregon
the
Trail?
carriage just appears and runs him over.
God damn, man.
It's
But,
like that fucking ice cream truck and shit, and Hitman Absolution. It's just a random ass
or
ice
that
cream.
fucking USPS van from Maximum Overdrive in this in the
Yeah.
ice cream truck.
This is the weirdest tangent we've ever been on.
Yeah.
I know, man, but no, I just like it was funny how we just kind of like randomly fell into this. 'Cause I don't know how to turn that into a question of the night, so that's done. Like, holy shit! Yay! Thank
Bravo, everyone! Bravo!
Everybody.
Professionalism.
you. But yeah, okay. So now it's time to go into something because I'm looking at, or I'm gonna go look back into the YouTube chat, which I haven't done in a good minute here. But you really pissed me off, Ruthless. What's up with the first thing you say? Fuck the Sims. You know, how about
Fuck the
fuck
Sims.
you, man? How about that?
I've been mad at the
Is it
Sims
boring?
for a while now.
Hey,
Why? Why, Ruthless?
Because I hate Origin.
Origin?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Oh,
the launcher. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
launcher.
yeah.
You have to get EA's launcher, and I fucking hate EA's launcher. But I also hate EA. Now I didn't before.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why I said fuck the Sims. But also fuck the Sims on consoles, man. Like that is definitely a PC game.
thank you.
okay. See, you and Allie are both like.
Okay.
assholes. Like,
Let me help you out, man. Like,
It's
I
okay,
see
Nick.
this-
I'm on your side. I think The Sims sucks in general, console or PC.
okay, you know what? I'm gonna grab that green shirt and wrap that
Okay.
shit on your fucking neck.
I'm actually agree with you. I'm not just saying that just to have your back, but I'm actually agreeing with you because I should have brought it up to actually show you guys. But I used to play the fuck out of Sims 2 on the PlayStation 2. It had it was a watered down version of when you actually played on the PC. So I guess that's why people say play the PC Sims because you get, like I said, mods, you get more options and stuff like that. You get roofing because that was the thing that always kind of annoyed me. In Sims 2 and the PlayStation 2, you can never put a roof on top of your house. I'm like, God damn it! That just annoys the hell out of me. It's just like this little thing. This
Oh,
little
my friend played that, man. That was the first time I ever saw The Sims. And he's just sitting there like, oh man, my Sim's eating a sandwich. He's then going to go to work and get married. I'm looking at him laughing my ass off, crying because this is the most boring thing in the world. It's like he's doing the shit he does in real life in a video game.
Okay. Oh, I've been waiting for someone. I was waiting. I have my dude, Anthony. I don't know if you could tell, but I have my
shit.
laser out. I was waiting for
Oh,
one of you
shit.
motherfuckers to say that shit.
In this corner.
Because
Nick was like, with RoboCop and shit. Dad, can you do that?
dead or
Nick
alive,
looked
I'm
up
fucking with you.
Nick was like, you activated my trap card.
It's okay, Nick. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay, so I like how you say that shit. And yeah, we all sit there like, oh, isn't GTA Mafia 3 great? Like, you can get into a car and then drive around and then do shit. You can commit crimes in real life too. Why don't you join the fucking army and shoot people for real? That's
consequences to
All the stuff you do,
that. If me going to university, I'm doing that shit now. Why do I need to play a game where I go to university
because
or
you
go out
can
on a
fuck
date?
up and it doesn't ruin your real life. Like,
If I go out on a date and it ends badly, I'm not gonna get arrested or shot. But if
but
shooting
my character on The Sims gets so much more pussy in a day than I do in real life.
Real talk. Real talk. If you want to play God with human lives, either start conquering the planet or play a strategy game. Like seriously, there's options for
Yeah,
you.
like Storolus, I can easily just go learn about space and shit. But you know what?
Yeah, I can
Scientists
easily
like to change the
control the
rules of shit all
planet
the time.
Hey,
So-
I don't know about y'all, but I play The Sims, mostly The Sims 2 for interior design. Like, I actually
That
just
too.
like building houses. I just really like building houses and shit like that. And so, like, that's
really
what.
wants to make things pretty. I like
Exactly,
that.
pretty, like fabulous.
SimCity seems to be kind of that, where it's not interior, but it's city building. I've seen some of SimCity, and SimCity is like, okay, that might be a little bit more interesting. But
No.
The Sims has always just been kind of just control like an actual person as they go through their real life. And I'm just like, I saw Allie playing, and she was essentially just messing around. And it was funny watching her mess around, but I can never imagine myself playing this for more than like 10 minutes. Just to find something funny.
Alan, you say that, but when you get into it,
You spent 10 minutes trying to get somebody, you broke into someone's house to get them to marry you.
But see, here's the thing. What me and you, Alan, do, we go on Ark, and we literally spend 10 minutes beating a fuck out of one goddamn rock to get a bunch of fucking stone
Yeah.
that a dinosaur can take away from me.
Yeah, so what? But that's not something that happens in real life. I can't go outside right now, punch a tree, get some wood, and have a dinosaur attack me.
This is actually another thing that I've been having a war with. I'm sorry to call you out, Jet. I have to do it, Jet. I have to. But you talk shit about Minecraft. Anthony, before the MCA, we were going to do a Minecraft server. That was the original. It's going to be called the Minecraft Chat Attack. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's where the acronym came from.
But here's
Yeah,
the no shit, actually.
Yeah, for real.
I wish we had said that shit in private, Alan, so we could have like lied and said that we did think that. No. But the thing is, though, it's like, yeah, fucking, Minecraft is the same thing. It's really quiet. It's really, that music's playing.
No, a lot of people said that. Like, I was one of those dumbasses that was just like, yeah, Minecraft boring. That looks boring. Why would you play this? And then when I finally played that shit when it came to consoles and then went back to play the PC versions, I'm just literally just like,
I'm actually glad you brought that point up. I think The Sims is crap, but I love Minecraft. I play the shit out of Minecraft. But I think what it is when you put something on console, it's gonna get watered down no matter what. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, I played Minecraft on console, and I played hundreds of hours. I fucking love the shit out of it. I want to play the PC version because I've gotten that training wheels, essentially. I've gotten used to it. It's not like this massive, like, oh my god, there's so much BS I don't know what to do. You get the basics, and then you move on to, bigger and better things. But it's a good place to kind of get people interested in. People that have never played The Sims, people that don't know what the fuck's going on in The Sims, they play this version that's not, doesn't have as much nuance as the PC version. So they're like, oh man, I love this. I'm good at it. Let me go with the PC version that has more stuff on with it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I will say this too. Like, Alan brought up a good point. Like, I would rather play SimCity rather than Sims. And I know a lot of people really don't like SimCity 5, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. And granted, it's not like the other ones, but I enjoyed the hell out of it just for the. Although people keep saying play City Skylines is a better SimCity 5, so I actually gotta play that one.
Is amazing. Like, seriously, play that shit.
Yeah, I definitely have to do it. But just SimCity in general, like SimCity 5, I just didn't play because that, like, kind of like The Sims is somewhat educational, but SimCity is really fucking educational because you just learn about, like, just city building, how to pass laws, and you learn about fucking land value and just, like, how to, like, position factories away from, like, the residential area or the business.
Right in the middle, man.
Like,
And if you want to have some real fun while doing it, like if you want that SimCity feel of like relaxing fun building, but also still kind of having a better setup, the Tropico series, man. I love the Tropico series.
Tropico 5
There's
is
so much
really,
more
really good.
relaxed. Yeah, there's so much more relaxed in SimCity.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and I just put it in the chat right now too, because everyone else is saying SimCity sucks, and I kind of agree to an extent. But here's the thing, though, SimCity Build It, which is a mobile game that you can play on Android and Apple. That game is actually really fucking fun because it's so simple, and I just like when you're doing a game like this, I don't really want to get into the whole like fucking like economy thing and like the tax pay and whatnot, and then. It's just it gets too real where it's like, okay, you know what, now I get Alan's point. Like washing dishes
Yeah.
in Sims is simple. You just click wash dishes. But if I had to like scrub this shit and then make sure to like kind of like let it rinse a little bit, then put it in a dishwasher, I'd be like, okay, fuck this shit. I can be doing this in real life. Like,
Real job simulator. That's an actual game. Job
Hey,
simulator.
me and Nick has talked about this before, and maybe this sounds really fucking pathetic to say, but I don't give a shit. But like, video games can't help. But we talked about how that the social system in Sims kind of helps us, and we like envision that shit when we talk to people. It's like, oh, give a compliment the shoes. I'll talk about this.
all
That
the
shit
girlfriends
helps.
I've gotten by using the compliment talk chat fucking thing.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys need to be real adults and start basing your interactions on the Fallout games. And they're
But then my fucking slow motion trigger mirror will be on everyone's titties all the time. Like,
No, because then it's like, if I had a conversation like, tell me about your life. I'm done talking about your life. Let's talk about something else.
no, but the thing is too, and Anthony, I don't know if you do this as well, but I like to live my life through that meter system. Like I don't like to feel like I need to take a shit. I wait till my mental bladder meter's down. I'm like, oh, gotta take a shit. Like,
And then you realize your mom deleted your toilet.
and it's funny because sometimes I literally have to like go to my room and like I sit down by a picture to feel better. Like, you know, the decoration meter.
What the fuck?
It's like I don't wait till I have to take a shower. I wait till the flies appear and the whole fucking.
No, you live your life through the Mass Effect, the wheel. At some point, just Paragon action. You just punch someone in the face halfway through a conversation.
But yeah, man. Like that's why I like The Sims so much. It's helped me a lot with my real life, to be honest. I'm not even trying to lie, dude. Like I maybe I take the game too fucking seriously, but I don't know. Like it really tells the time management.
Even with English too, like flugger and dig blah blah.
Anthony loves that quote, dude.
I love that shit. Man, like every time I played The Sims 2 and they would like talk and interacting with each other, I would always hear like flugger all the time, man, all the time.
God damn, yeah. But I don't know, man. I guess we can get off The Sims. And I love The Sims, and I'm kind of curious. Like, Allie, are you kind of hyped for the console version too? Because I know you have a PS4. I mean, are you gonna buy it again or no?
No. If I'm gonna get The Sims 4, I'm getting it on the PC.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Damn.
Me, I want to have the option of putting mods in my game. I like custom content.
Oh, so you want to cheat, basically, is what it is.
Wait, no, the best version.
It enhances the game, but also like just like new furniture and stuff. Like you can download a bunch of like free custom content furniture. I like Anthony said, I love interior decorating, so I love having more options to put different types of furniture than what's just given to me from EA.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Hey, the best Sims, man. The best Sims
Boy,
is what
before
I
we
just.
continue on, I'm actually going to show this really quick. Voila! Question of the night. What is your favorite console version of The Sims, and what is your favorite? Anthony, go, baby.
Oh shit! Let's go. Let's go. Okay, this shout out to Peanut Butter Gamer, but this version right here, it's not so bad. But the My Sims on the Wii, I'm fucking that shit. But I played it. It wasn't that bad. But I know the Peanut Butter Gamer was like, I fucking hate this game. He had called up John Tron. He was like, this game is an abomination. We must destroy it. And it's a video of him going out in the middle of the fucking woods and actually like getting a shovel, digging up a hole, and burying that shit out there. And I think he actually literally buried us. Like, I don't know where the fuck Peanut Butter Gamer lives, but wherever it's like in some woods or something, y'all might find a copy of My Sims in like some woods in a hole.
Some guy trying to bury a body there and goes, "Is this a fucking video game?"
It was like My Sims.
Wait, damn, Alan, you're just like you went to the extreme, like man, interrupting my
Dude, he
my
went
body
to the
burying.
forest with a shovel, and he was thinking they're going, "Is he gonna bury a dead body? Honey, should we call the cops?"
He's like, what the fuck is going on there? And
No,
then,
is this Peanut Butter Gamer though, the one that was on right now, Anthony?
is that Peanut Butter Gamer? Yeah, PG, yeah, Peanut Butter Gamer right there. Yeah, My Sims, man. It's just people just watch his Let's Play of that shit. That shit is hilarious. I fucking love that.
I hate
video.
to do this, and like I said, a big discretion or a warning. I'm not racist, but that is the whitest motherfucker I have ever seen in my life. Like, dude, what's up with that hair? I mean, he's like straight out of Pokemon or some shit. Like, I don't know. It's like weird. Like I said, Pokemon is a bunch of Asian people. Fucking stupid.
But more seriously, on a serious note, my favorite version of The Sims. I know me and my uncle used to play Sims Busting Out a lot. Sims on the GameCube and stuff like that, because it was actually multiplayer. We actually used to both play that at the same time and stuff like that. Try to like get unlock more stuff, because I don't even think that one had cheat codes at the time and stuff like that. But it was actually a really fucking cool game. And then Herbs in the City, we played a little bit of that. We only mostly played that because it had the whole Black Eyed Peas cameo and shit like that.
Oh god.
So that was the whole reason. That was the whole big selling point around that time. It was funny because a lot of GameCube games had like a lot of like, oh yeah, featuring this person. Like I always bring up V3, Streets Volume 3 had like, had the Beastie Boys. So it was like a lot of GameCube games had like these things on it. Like, yeah, the Black Eyed Peas. Plus, I love the art of Herbs in the City, Sims in the City. Like, they have really fucking great art.
But I just like how, like, featuring new music from Black Eyed Peas, like, yeah, it's the only songs in the stereo that actually speak fucking English. But then again, it's the worst English you'll ever fucking hear, because they're like, you're the
Oh, the Black Eyed Peas have shitty music, really?
Yeah.
This is new now.
Alan, get out.
No, fuck that. Yeah, that shit sucks. I'm sorry, Anthony, but the Black Eyed Peas are fucking awful.
I like the Black Eyed Peas. I really do.
They like two songs,
around,
maybe.
piss on herself and
No,
shit.
like way more than that, Alice. Come fight me.
I will fight you. I'll show you live Fergie singing. Have you ever heard her live?
Wait, why do you even know that? He's like, I was listening to it and I changed my mind about it.
Well, because I listen to live versions of songs sometimes, because I want to know, like, do they actually have talent or is it all studio? And then I heard the Black Eyed Peas singing ones, and I'm like,
yeah, that's alright.
95% of the time in studio, man. Come on now.
Plus, two,
no,
with that being rap, you shouldn't expect too good singing, to be honest. Like, whatever it is.
I don't know,
then the last one that I will mention is Sims 2, like I keep bringing up. Sims 2, I played the fuck out of Sims 2. It was something that me and how my siblings, stepbrothers and sisters had like kind of bonded. We all get around the PlayStation 2 and just play Sims 2 and just build houses and of course, you know, trap people in houses and like become ghosts and shit like that. Like that. I played the fuck out of it. Yeah, like, you know, just do a lot of weird shit with Sims. Plus, they had like this cool little alien thing. They had like a lot of interesting gets and gadgets. Like it was like this genie thing that you can play with, like that genie that could make you throw up and shit like that. It was just like a lot of. It was just like a weird, just kooky game, and we just like used to play it a lot too. And just like I said, I mostly played it for like the interior design, build windows. And I'm just like, let me use Sims 2 to actually build up my dream house and stuff like. So I even got to the point. Well, I was bad. I would even create storylines. Like, it was this one, I can't remember her name right now, and I could probably even pull it up on my old memory card, but I would create storylines like this old MILF girl. Like, Ganja would be proud of me. But I had, like, in my head, it was like this old MILF. She would live alone, but she had this nice-ass house, but she pretty much just sleep with everybody in the neighborhood. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, I was just, like,
out of fantasy.
Like, just living out, like, these little stories and shit like that.
Like this?
So I was just like, I don't know what I was doing, man. But she would like mostly sleep with just like women all the time. Like she just mostly had a fascination with women. She was obsessed with women. She would just always sleep with women. I'm weird. I was weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you was weird. No, you're not weird no more though.
no, not weird no more though, man. I'm perfectly sane.
Yeah, and I want to ask Allie what hers is, and I know Alan and you, Ruthless, don't give a fuck. I will say mine, The Sims 2 and Sims Bustin' Out were two of my favorites. Allie, you like console versions. You know, I get that, and you will have. I mean, Sims 4 is already on PCs, so yay for you. God damn it, you and your fucking mods. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get Sims 4, and if there is some kind of a multiplayer thing, maybe me and you can have like a war or some shit. I don't know. Can you kill people in Sims yet? Like against each other?
Well, kill people not against each other, but I actually do have an answer because I do.
Oh, okay.
I did have some Sims on console. Okay, so it wasn't like on a console, but I had a PSP, and they had The Sims 3 on PSP, and it was the most weirdest game. Like,
yeah, how does that work though?
It wasn't like The Sims, where like, oh, okay, we're gonna just plop you down. Like, you can pick a house, and then you're free to do whatever. Like, it had a story, and it was like the weirdest story. It's like, oh, hey, don't go to this part of the. Yes, exactly. That was
Sims 2.
You know what? It was The Sims 2. No, it was The Sims 2. Never mind, not The Sims 3.
But
yeah,
put a story in Sims.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like they wanted you to do certain like objectives, and it's like, hey, don't go to this town, or there's gonna be like ghosts and everywhere. And it was a really creepy game. Like, I would go to that town. I went to that town out of curiosity. It was like ghosts would show up and stuff like that, and it was like no one was there. It was literally like a ghost town, and it just freaked me. Like, oh my god, it was like something
A
out
horror
of
game.
Psycho. It was something out of Psycho. Like, okay, I just decided I'm not gonna play this game anymore because I was just getting really freaked out by like how creepy it was at points. But otherwise, like I still, yeah, it was just like the way it was set up. It's just really freaking creepy.
This looks like the Friday 13th NES game to an extent. Like you're green and shit.
Oh, I think the same thing, man.
Yeah.
It's like The Shining or something. I'm like, y'all, like, what did you think when you made this game?
Instead of like here's Johnny. Like Anthony? How would you say here's Johnny but in Sims language?
I got nothing. I was actually thinking this shit. Moved on. Like,
Just do
Sparkle,
random
sparkle.
gargling.
I don't like that's something. Unless it's like it's kind of hard to do Simlish without going like full German. So you gotta have those differences. But,
Yeah, looking at chat too, people were talking about here. I mean, people were waiting like, wait, it was Tactics. I guess you're talking about fucking Final Fantasy, which everyone hates.
apparently.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, you know what Sims I fucking despise with a passion because it's just so watered down and boring. But Sims Pets on the fucking the DS and stuff like that, like the Sims, the pet versions, not the
Wait,
regular
I like
Sims.
that shit.
But I can't. Oh my god! Maybe it's just because I fucking don't like pets anyway. Like I really don't
angry?
care. So I'm just
Anthony
like,
hates dogs. Anthony
I really
hates
do.
animals.
Like I really don't give a shit about
Wait, I thought it
dogs.
was children.
Cats. Yeah, like children. I don't know. Like, that's still up for
Look at
debate.
Anthony. Look at. See, she's just looking at you. What do you hate me for, Anthony?
I really did not like that shit because it just reminded me of like Nintendogs, and Nintendogs were just slightly better, just slightly. But like, I really don't like those pet games on the DS and Sims. The pets ones, man, that shit was so boring. Oh my god, it was so
He also
boring.
hates MGS5 because he has a dog companion.
And granted, I was playing like one of my niece's DSs because like I was just curious about the games that she had. She had that one. She had like a Barbie one where you kept like doing like these horsey mini games where you would have to like use your Barbie's horse to like hop over like these fences and shit like that. Shit. Man, my niece had a fucking bad taste in video games. But yeah, no, but yeah, those. Oh, I can't stand those ones.
But I
Those
will
Sims
look at
ones.
this really quick too, and you're right about Nintendogs. Like, hey man, I'm not a person who hates pets and everything. I love dogs and I love cats and everything. But like this shit, I don't know what the fuck happened to people's brains around this time. I don't know if it was like people were too comfortable, maybe the economy was too fucking good, but this shit was selling like hotcakes.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
was.
what
What's the game even
fuck.
about? I've never even seen any gameplay.
It
It's
was
just take
the
care
new-
of a dog that's not real.
Yeah, it was just kind of like the new version of Tamagotchi. So it's just like Tamagotchi was like a big popular thing. So this kind of just took this like that spot of people just wanting to take care of digital animals because I think Pokemon even had one at
But
one point where it was
Tamagotchi-
kind of like Tamagotchi.
Is
But,
this Tamagotchi right here, or is it?
And I think that's Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Tamagotchi. And people, those was like fucking popular as shit back in high school.
OG
middle school.
Tamagotchi too.
Yeah, OG Tamagotchi. So like, it's just kind of like the
People,
digital pet. You
dude.
gotta feed it, you gotta walk it and shit like that. So that's pretty much what Nintendogs is. It's just like that, like the same thing. So
Oh, God,
Damn, that
dude.
was a traumatized kid when you didn't feed your dog for 3 days and it died.
That was a bad time for video games too, because I remember people loved to buy those fucking rhythm games on PSP, like Guitar Hero.
Oh,
like it's a
yeah.
fucking PSP. You think I'm gonna walk around like?
I had a buddy of mine that had it on his phone. So I've seen some weird
fuck
shit.
that guy.
I don't know. See, I never understood rhythm games. Like, I never understood Guitar Hero, never understood Rock Band, never understood the 500 Japanese ones.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey.
Quick time events the game.
Hey, Michael Jackson, The Experience was actually not that bad.
Oh Lord have mercy.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it too much. Granted, it was just like move your body in a weird motion, get points. But I did like me and my mom had a lot of great fucking times playing the Michael Jackson Experience on the Connect. Like,
I like the Skull in the chat. He goes,
Yeah, what the fuck is
Most
Skull
chicks-
talking about?
These most chicks like that game. Most of them were fat though.
So, what did we learn from Skull today? He thinks only females play Sims, and if you are a female playing Sims, you're probably fat.
Hey, dude, I'm fat and I'm a bitch, so I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
Well, I play The Sims. Am I fat?
No, you're not.
Or
But
yes.
ooh, this game. Holy shit.
Animal. How
Sim
many
animals.
Sims games are there?
Ooh, this was fucking
I remember that.
bad.
I remember that.
This.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah, man. I swear to God, there's way too many of these fucking games out. And they keep coming out. Tropico 6, I think, is coming out soon. And I know
Hey,
you
people
guys
buy them, man, and they're not that expensive to make, apparently.
fucking Train Simulator. Oh, fuck.
Okay, those simulator games, I don't understand how they're so popular. There's like fucking 18 of them, and they sell like crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
because those train simulator games, they get so ridiculously hyper realistic that like if you do the trains right, it does the same timing that the real train would take to do the same distance. Like it's crazy. They're like $1,000 plus DLCs.
Oh yeah, $2,000. I think you would you know that showed me that that's the most expensive DLC of any game.
Yeah. Yeah, like $4,000 DLC for one fucking train. Like that's ridiculous.
But
That's
here's
almost
the
like
thing, though.
real life.
Yeah, but I mean, like, hey, I'm kind of like, what the fuck about that and those eras of games that we're really building around. But like, I really can't stand this era of just like making shit in the movie industry. Like right now, the movie industry is just like how it was with the video game industry back in 2005, 2009, where people just make shit and it's like, oh, they're coming out with more stuff. I guess I'll watch because this is a big thing. Allie, I'm sorry, we're probably gonna fight, and that's okay. Because after this, just know I still like you. You're a great person, Allie. You know, me and you were friends.
Here we go.
But your taste needs some work. But
What do you mean?
Wonder Woman 2 gets December
Electric
2009
Boogaloo.
release date. For one, that's in 2 years. I didn't know that this movie was so good that they had to rush to go make a fucking another one right away already. Like, don't you feel like that's a little too fast to be making a second movie about? And by the way, the first movie wasn't even that good. So, I mean, I guess I'll ask Allie first. But what do you feel about this?
I'm excited. A lot of people loved. Sorry, Nick, you're in the minority. A lot of people really liked Wonder Woman, and it speaks for it in the how much money it's made.
I think it
It's
was
the
making
most
money because.
successful.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What?
I interrupted you.
I was gonna say it's the most successful DCEU movie to date.
Okay, and I mean, I agree with the numbers, because numbers are numbers. You cannot argue with numbers. But I mean, like, there was a time where Transformers 2 made a shitload of money, and they had so much money they were able to afford to, have 3 more, and now.
God.
Yeah, they keep making
Oh my
sequels.
God, are you talking badly about your franchise?
Oh yeah, fuck it, dude. 2 is horrible. Like, 2 is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
You've almost
my
convinced me it's worse than 3, but I still have to say 3 is worse.
That movie had Sam Witwicky going to robot heaven.
I'm not
Robot
saying
Heaven.
Transformers 2 is good, but I'm saying 3 is worse.
It's like money isn't
But
everything.
anyway.
But money.
But the
isn't
thing is,
everything.
it's like, okay, but even what she's saying, it's like, the movie, like, is it the greatest movie of all time? Of course not. But what it was is it showed that with the right team and kind of the right amount of influences from different people, you can make anything good. Like, Zack Snyder's influence is in the movie. They had some, directors to kind of tone everything back, and it made relatively good. It makes perfect sense that they're doing a sequel to this. I'm surprised they didn't announce it sooner, because it's like, yeah, it was a successful movie. They know how popular it is, and they know that people are clamoring to see a second one. So this announcement is like, yeah, we're working on it.
But do you ever have a situation where when movies come out so fast, you end up going, like, you know what really actually does this a lot, or at least did it way back in the day? Horror movies. Those sequels that came out over and over again, it was always like a 2-year gap between each horror movie. It was almost like the cinematic equivalent to like Call of Duty. It was like just another one. 2
years is not bad. Like 2 years is about makes a bit of sense. And honestly, I think that 2 years is like just so people, it's right around the corner. It's not coming out in 2019. I'll put money down on it. It's going to be 2020, because it's going to be a situation in which they want to tell people it's coming out in 2019, so people think, there's a sequel. We should look forward to this. But the actual release is probably going to be 2020. Like, because they're going to do reshoots, they're going to, actually make it work. Like, it's going to be delayed, guaranteed.
From what I'm saying, like, and I could just totally be wrong. This is just a shot in the dark, because I have yet to see Wonder Woman myself to actually make a legit opinion about the actual movie. I know I haven't seen a movie. No, but I think this is like a good business move, because even if it's not coming out for a while, it's like I said, most people from word of mouth, people said that this is the best DC movie. Plus, it's got it's the best DC movie. It's like it actually has really good quality. So from a business sense, before Justice League even comes out, they saying, hey, just in case if Justice League is bad, y'all remember that shit that y'all liked? Wonder Woman was good, right? Wonder Woman was good. We got another one, and it's coming out, and y'all gonna like it, and y'all gonna love it. So
yeah,
it's
it's
just
equivalent to
just
what
like,
they do for the MCA. Actually, it's equivalent to where it's like, hey man, this thing is trending. People are talking about it right now. So hey, Anthony, let's put this in the Google Docs. Let's do a fucking show right now, off the clock.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what they do, and I can't blame them. I can't blame them, because DC, like, we know that they're faulting, like they're failing, like they, what they call it, brand loyalty. Like the fans are like really not giving a shit, and if they really drop the ball with Justice League, people are not gonna fucking care. So, like I said, I think this is a PR gimmick, dude, like PR move. It's just like, hey, tell them Wonder Woman 2. Tell them we got more of that shit that they actually liked.
Exactly.
Hey, it worked. I'm excited. Like, people are excited. People are excited for more Wonder Woman.
And if
I
Justice
know,
League
we're
is
just
good,
expressing
believe it,
opinions. We're not saying you're a bad. Well, actually, I did. I talked shit to you. I'm sorry.
You did. You insulted my freaking my like of these movies. Like,
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but then again, hey, let's talk about wrestling. I was like, no, fuck you. So it's like, you know what? Like, we're all even, right? But here's the thing, Ruthless. You were talking. I'm sorry that I interrupted you earlier. Go ahead, sir. What do you feel about this whole situation, man?
Honestly, I like it. I think having a second Wonder Woman ready to go is a smart move. I really want to see this Whedon effect on Justice League, because I think from everything we're seeing, that's gonna change how they're doing that. But they got a lot of people to fit in for stuff, man. Like, make another Wonder Woman. Don't worry about making that Man of Steel movie that was supposed to come out, because I believe Man of Steel 2 was slated for 2019. That means the Flash movie either gets pushed up or pushed back. Like, it's a smart move, honestly. If the Flash movie is actually Flashpoint, then putting it behind a Wonder Woman movie and behind the second Justice League movie, because isn't that supposed to be around the same time for that second Justice League?
Yeah,
like, that's a smart move.
No, it
So
is.
I think they're doing it right, man. Like, I want more Wonder Woman, man. I really enjoyed Wonder Woman, so I want to see another Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I even admitted it too when we did the review and everything. I was like, yeah, like, this movie's better than most comic book movies, but doesn't say a lot for the quality of comic book movies. But at the same time, not talk shit about anything. But it's like, that's so fast, and I just feel like, I mean, like, obviously DC Universe loves to just play catch up, and they like to do things fast without thinking about it. Like Justice League and Batman v Superman, the whole thing, like, that was just done because Avengers has this whole, like, everyone's fighting all these characters in one movie,
Right.
this universe shit. And it's kind of equivalent to the Dark Universe, how, it's like mummies, they didn't think about the mummy and making a good movie. They're like, no, universe is a thing. It's trendy on YouTube. Let's make sure to fucking, do whatever we can to make a universe, even though if it doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, Mummy just did horrible, just absolutely terrible. And I just feel like DC is doing kind of average, kind of bad or whatever, and everyone's just catching up to Marvel. And it's like, how about we just kind of fucking chill out with, trying to do what Marvel's doing. Like, Wonder Woman should have been done a long time ago. Like, I don't know why Batman v Superman happened, and it's just like they just going to the trend. It was done just for a trend, not because it made sense. Because
I can't really entirely say that. Like, I think it's more of the industry too. Like, the whole, like, what they call it, like, the too much testosterone. Because, like, I agree with you. It shouldn't have not took this fucking long for a Wonder Woman movie to happen. Like, this should have been fucking happened a long time ago. But I think it's just that whole, oh yeah, a woman. And granted, it is like the right time at the right place.
Did it like 10 years ago?
They do, and plus, I just think it was just like, if the pool wasn't there. Like, I remember they tried to do that television series like a while back on the CW, and that shit couldn't even get past the first pilot because
I don't know why. That pilot was amazing.
No, like, one, I think just people wasn't ready for, like, the females to be, like, a lot of, because you see that shit on TV a lot now. Like, people don't even give a shit now. Like I said, you see it with Star Trek, you see it with Supergirl, like, you see it a lot now. Back in the day, like, a couple of years, like, not even like 2 years ago, people just wasn't ready for that, let alone just Wonder Woman. Like, people wasn't hyped about the
Clearly, Wonder
comic.
Woman was a risk.
Yeah, it was.
No,
So
I'm
just,
sorry. That's a weird, like, comment to say. Like, people weren't ready for this. It's like,
no, like, come on now, like,
It
we
just
know,
wasn't done
like,
correctly.
Allie, like, we
Yeah,
know
but
the
we've seen
world.
so many times where it's fucked up. Do you remember Catwoman? Do you remember Elektra?
No,
Like, if this
like-
came out 10 years ago, it probably would have sucked. It coming out now, it's like, okay, we
I
get
wouldn't say that. I would
kill
say,
this
look at the politics of it. Like, we both know that Hollywood is misogynistic as fuck. So, like I said, look at it now. And, like, Wonder Woman now, it could have happened because it's not so misogynistic, if that makes any sense.
one thing
So-
to bring up too, and this is the thing I always get worried about as well. But there's too much shit happening all at the same time, and they all kind of like, it's almost the genre of woman in the forefront is actually cannibalizing itself, because now we've got something badass, and I'm actually excited for this. But Atomic Blonde.
Oh,
This
I can't
movie-
fucking wait.
This looks fucking awesome, and I'm just like, this movie is gonna be so fucking good. Nobody gonna be wanting to watch fucking lame ass Wonder Woman. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. two different things, but yeah, Atomic Blonde looks great. Because again, Charlize Theron, like they put Academy Award winning actor, in a fucking like action movie John Wick role. Like, I can't fucking wait for that.
But like, it's
yes,
it's
but
rated
this
R.
movie is rated R. That's the thing. It's rated R. You can't take young girls to see this.
Yeah, you
So
can.
yes, if she, Alan, no, like, not if the girl is
Especially the
like
lesbian
9
stuff
years
and
old.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. It's like there's too much inappropriate stuff. Wonder Woman, you can take, it's PG-13. It's more accessible to more people. You could take your 9-year-old for the most part to go see it if you want to. Because it's PG-13, you can't do that with Atomic Blonde. As much as the movie might be freaking awesome and she might kick butt and be like a great, strong female character, you still can't take kids to see that movie. You can take kids to go see Wonder Woman. You can take kids to go see Star Wars, where they see these young women being really strong and kicking butt and having good role models. You can do that. That's what separates them.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we talked about a lot about, like, the role model aspect of this whole thing. And Atomic Blonde's not going to be a role model. I mean, I'm not saying like for young girls like it's bad to be a lesbian or bad to beat up dudes, but it's just it's so extreme. Like, the only people are gonna be watching it is people that are older or don't give a fuck about having a role model. You know, they just want to see some badass shit happen.
Yeah.
So,
Which is fun.
I'm just kind of
man.
I'm just kind of mad in the movie because like not just because like the whole female thing like that is badass and cool like that. I just wish it was like something else because this movie just kind of looks generic to me. Like you said, you compared it to John Wick, Alan, and I'm just like I really didn't give a shit about John.
I compared it because it's the same guys. Like there are two guys that worked on John Wick, and one of them is working on this, and it's like that same level of choreography. Like that name means we put a lot of effort into choreographing the fight scene, so you can see what's going on.
you know what's gonna happen? Actually, you know what's gonna be a real good role model for women in these movies? This bitch over here, man. Halle Berry kidnapped.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, can we watch Atomic Blonde instead?
No.
No.
Hey, by the way, just so you
Damn
guys know, pinballs from Corey Goodwin's high score thing and the double toasted thing next week. Apparently, you guys are gonna be watching Kidnap instead. Gertz already said that he's up for it. Corey wants to watch it too.
Yes.
They're all gonna be watching the Kidnap.
I'll just sneak out and watch
so
Atomic
hyped
Blonde
for this.
myself. Fuck it.
I'm just going.
Atomic Blonde versus
Yo.
Kidnap? Come on, that's not a question.
Can we talk about this though? Because you got Atomic Blonde coming out. You've got the Taraji P. Henson movie, Proud Mary coming out. Are we gonna get like a shared universe with Keanu Reeves as John Wick, Charlize Theron as Atomic Blonde, Taraji Henson as Proud Mary, and then Denzel as the Equalizer? We're just gonna get that? Can we just have that?
another
movie?
universe?
About Liam Neeson as the guy from
And Liam Neeson from
Taken.
Taken, yeah. Like, can we just get them all together for one movie?
So
No,
pretty,
Mary.
Yeah, we have
So-
it. It's called The Defenders. It's coming
I was
out.
about to say we already have it. So pretty much a younger version of that movie Red.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no
But
shit, right?
Yeah.
but played entirely serious and just like badasses with guns murdering people. Like, I just feel like that would be an interesting thing. Like, they start out fighting each other, and for some reason, their invincibility that they show in every single one of these movies to car wrecks and gunshots, they all somehow are injured but still perfectly fine, and mow down a bunch of henchmen. I
Mary
want to
looks
see that like one time.
No,
Man, can I
Proud
just-
Mary, I forgot about this, and I forgot where I saw the trailer to this, but this looks fucking cool as shit.
I'm not
No,
interested. See, this is the one of them that I'm not interested in because when you see the trailer, it's like there's a ton of gun stuff in there, and honestly, most gunfights suck. So I'm just like, it could be something interesting, but I don't really think. I'd rather watch Atomic Blonde just
I'm
because it
gonna
looks like
watch-
it's actual.
I'm gonna watch Proud Mary, thinking that this is basically her character from Smoking Aces on her own. The only thing I hope is that the kid that they show in the trailer is either one, not related to her, and two, does not get involved in the plot, because I'm tired of every movie with a strong black character having to have a kid or an old person for them to care for, solely to make the audience like them. Like, fuck this, just let her kick ass, man.
No, just have her have a cat instead of a dog. Make this as like John Wick.
I'm loving this. Like, I'm loving that Miss Henson is like her trajectory, her career. So like, bravo to her, because like I remember like I don't know about you guys, you probably been following her
Baby Boy.
longer. But oh yeah, she wasn't Baby Boy, but I remember from like Hustle and Flow, like like hold out here for a second, like just yes, like it did just ever since then, man. Her trajectory of her career has just been off. Like her in Empire, and then now she got her own like show off of that, and then I'm just like, I'm loving this. Plus this whole like time too, just like I said, females kicking ass. Like I know my mom is actually watching the show Queen of the South. I don't know if anybody else is
on
watching
USA,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, say
it's on
she's
Netflix
loving
right now as well.
the fuck out of it, and it's like it's putting like this lady, a Latino for one, in this power position where she's like head over everybody, but it's like it switches back and forth because it's like showing her rise to power, but it's just showing you these females just kicking ass, and I'm loving it. Like,
The main character from that has been in a lot of stuff. She, I think the first thing I remember her properly from is that really bad Exorcist movie, The Right.
oh,
Is she the same person that was in Person of Interest for a while? Because I don't know if I'm. I know that she either reminds me or that is the same. Yeah, she was in Person of Interest for like main cast for a while.
Yeah, but it's just cool to see
that's
like
right.
these movies being made like with this different gender thing. But then it's like Wonder Woman in 2 years, you're like that hyped to do this DC, and like by the time that 2019 comes around, we're gonna have like 6 other main female protagonists, like damn near heroes in something. I mean, it's getting to a point now where we're already starting to move in reverse. Like we already showed that joking poster of Superman comes in Supergirl in October, but it's like she already needs a dude to come onto her shit. Like I thought it was gonna be Supergirl, not fucking Superman. I don't give.
Oh
a fuck.
no, that's somebody
They
actually
meant
watches.
that literally, Nick. They meant that literally.
And that's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping for, like Wonder Woman too. Like I said, I didn't see the movie, but like going off what my mom had said, she was just saying like, yeah, like they kind of watered it down, but they kind of toned down like, oh yeah, women power, whatever. So in the sequel, hopefully it's a little bit more. Now I wouldn't say heavy-handed, but just a little bit more on her own. Like she probably doesn't have to have like a male
Well,
companion.
that's actually what I liked about the movie. Is it didn't feel like it had its own agenda, and that's something that kind of always bothers me when you feel a lot of movies like they have their agenda of, oh man, we got to make it so that she's the best. It's like, no, she kind of was working with the people, like she was equals with all these hardened soldiers, and she was her own version of a soldier. Like she was on equal footing, and that's actually what I loved about the movie.
One thing to bring up too, guy, we're probably not gonna do Flex and Chill tonight because there's just so much other stuff I want to talk about. I just keep like finding right now as I'm on the internet as we're talking. But the chat,
shit.
yeah, I know, I'm like, holy shit, thank you. And this is the chat doing this, by the way. Like, fuck yeah for the chat. I love the chat. But I mean, and Ruth just brought it up right now too. But Detroit, man, oh, I put the wrong thing up.
The game, the movie, or the city?
No, the movie, city,
Yes.
and game.
Thank you, Ruthless.
But
Going for, I was there with you.
no, but this is such a fucking like great idea for a movie. And now I'm kind of wrong too because I just saw they said 1967. I thought this was about the 1991 era, but I guess I was wrong. But yeah, like I mean, all these like black movies coming out that are just like it's not like just like oh, it's interesting just because it's a black movie. It's different. Like I felt like that with Sorry Ruthless, but Moonlight, I felt that way. I thought it was just cool because it's black and that's it. But now we're getting so much other shit that's coming out. It's like okay, this is
We
just
will forever
legit.
disagree on that. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all good. But like I mean, I don't know.
You
if
see it from a different perspective, and I see it. Like you and I are looking at that movie for two different things.
Exactly, yeah. But like another movie that came out, and I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Snowden or
Snowfall?
Snowfall.
Snowfall. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get that, and then you get Atlanta, and then you
that's
have
great.
all these
Yeah,
fucking
Atlanta.
shows.
And like sometimes, and I praise Atlanta for doing like, and I know me and Rufus kind of had a
Sugar.
debate about this, like a while back, but it just pretty much shows just doing doing the whole black thing, like, oh yeah, we're blacker than proud and stuff like that. And granted, you can do that stuff because I know African Americans, we don't have shit like that, so we have to empower ourselves. But I just hate it when it's just like heavy-handed to me, where it just can't be just a show. Like I said, Atlanta, it has the blackness over it, like the whole urban thing, but it's just a show.
But
So
do you
it's
feel like
just-
these other things, like okay, like Proud Mary and stuff like that, do you feel like that's heavy-handed, or do you feel like no, it's just black people being successful in a successful role, doing good shit? It's not about black. It's about. just-
Pearl Mary, I don't know, but I know, like I said, like I know I had the problem with the show called Insecure, where I feel like it was kind of doing that a little bit too much, where it was just kind of like saying, "Oh yeah, I'm black," like it was literally in the dialogue, like almost every joke was like, "Oh yeah, we're a black show, or we're doing something black," and like it's just like I get it, like I really get it. I just want you to be just
Keep in
there.
mind, he said this, but what he really said was, I don't like all this hip hop music in the show because nobody really makes jokes of this is just being black shit. That happens over the course of the series, but it's really more. This is like is the black woman in a situation she's not normally that you don't normally see on television, and her friends are not what you usually run across, but they run this like they're in LA, so they're in this pocket of LA African American culture that's just different than other places,
One thing I
and
will
that's
say.
that's what makes the show good, honestly.
Because one thing I will say, and that's probably like a different perspective thing, but like me, and I will wear this proudly that I'm so not cool or hip with what people from black culture understand. But me watching this trailer and just hearing that having the sound on, I was like, oh my god, like it literally took me out of my like. This is not for me. I had to pull my white picket fence.
Oh, no, it's just like, and that's one thing that I hope Black Panther does, because that's gotta walk a very interesting fine line where it doesn't have to be Black Power, even though his character is kind of like that. I mean, he's named Black fucking Panther, which is like a protest and shit like that. Plus, it's like African culture and shit like that. So it's just really interesting with the fine line that movie has to walk. Like, it has to be empowering but not overbearing. So I'm just hoping that it does that. Hoping it has that balance. But from what the trailer showed me, it looks like it will be that. So that's what I'm hoping for that movie. But
But see, the reason why I bring this up though is I'm also worried about that because before, and it was kind of like, I mean, I guess it's kind of a good thing, but also an insult too to have like BET and then just like, okay, you guys can have your movies, but keep that shit on the Black Entertainment Network. And now it's like finally it's outside of there. It's like I don't have to go to BET to watch this. These are movies that everybody can watch, and everyone can take black people and black movies and black culture seriously. But now you get so much of that. I'm thinking like, what, after Black Panther and after like another year, same thing with the woman thing, with the whole Wonder Woman thing. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, just make a movie. It's about black people, and no one's gonna take it seriously, just like Wonder Woman. Like I don't know. It's just
I want to be really clear with this because I think the name Black Panther gets caught up in a lot of things that it has no right being saddled with. Black Panther is a superhero movie. It's an African, it's an African culture based superhero movie. Like in the same way Thor is a Viking / Norse mythology based superhero movie. It is set dressing. It is the way those people look in that part of the world, just like Thor is the way those people look in that part of the world, just done with the Marvel superhero dressing. I don't want people to assume that Black Panther, because of the name, and I realize that Marvel decided to keep the name Black Panther despite the association all these years. I don't want people thinking, okay, well, this movie has to be this particularly super woke, I need to be a Hotep kind of movie. No, this is still going to be a superhero movie. Just like I didn't think the point of Moonlight was, this. Let me introduce you to black culture. It was, let me tell this interesting story in a situation you've never seen before. Just like I think Queen Sugar is the same way with that TV show, where this is an interesting story that you kind of understand, but that has this dressing that you're not used to seeing on television with the right production values. And I think that's where we are now. We're in a place where it doesn't matter where you come from. I mean, you get stories like Lion, and then you get stories like The Big Sick. Like where yes, these are talking about these cultures that are not the American default, which has been white for hundreds of years at this point. But you're getting these cultures, but you're still getting a good story that people can attach to and watch. And that's the difference between now and even 10 years ago, much less when I was in high school, not 20 years ago. Like this is not the same as it used to be, as it were, where the black movie has to say I'm black and I'm black and I'm black and I'm blinkety black blackety black black or black black. This is not New Jack City. We don't need a fucking message. This is not going to talk about the crack epidemic. No, we're just going to tell interesting stories. That's where me and Anthony disagree on Insecure. Like, I look at that and say, okay, this is like people in LA. Like, this is the black side of LA that that doesn't get really talked about much, as opposed to the white side of LA that you saw in Entourage. It's the same. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, let me show this different thing. I think Skull said earlier, it's Girlfriend set in the 2000s. Like, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, it really is. So
Yeah.
that's always my thought process. I'm glad we're at this point where movies and television shows can bring us into somebody else's culture that we don't normally see, and we see it without it being, we need to have this message. We need to talk about this positivity. Nah, man, just tell me the story.
Yeah, by the way, like
Give me
looking
a
at the
good
Black
story.
Panther trailer, one thing is like they show Africa and everything, but it doesn't like you said that word woke, which I'm not gonna pretend to use that in a way that I fucking understand. But the thing is like with that trailer, it's more tech noir, and then like with Atlanta, I feel like it's youth noir. It's like the gimmick is not that they're black; it's that it's a youth. This is what the current day is. This is how people act. And like with Black Panther, it's just like this is the future. This is this weird fucking area, just like Wonder Woman. You would think that other planet, Mascara, which by the way, Ali, yes, it is called Mascara.
Mascara.
It just
Mascara.
It literally sounds like they're saying the mascara.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, the Mascara, right? No.
It literally sounds like they're saying the mascara. I don't think that was intentional, but that's what it sounds
But the
like.
thing is like you would think like, oh, okay, this is just for women. I'm not gonna like this shit. But when you actually watch a movie and they do things in the Wonder Woman world, whatever the fuck that planet is, like, God, I'm an
It's
asshole.
not a planet. It's just a hidden island.
What,
No, I think
don't
what
they
it's-
travel through portals?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
No.
That's not a portal. It's like a fog.
The shield. It's
they
a
don't
shield
really-
to protect them from the outside world, so no one can discover their island.
But that's a fucking planet. That's like Netherrealm in Mortal Kombat.
Not a planet.
That's like saying Australia was a moon before they discovered it.
No,
like,
hey,
it's like
hey,
they didn't-
Anthony, Adenia is actually just a city with a fucking magic
No,
gate.
because no, it's not a portal. It's just essentially it's like a fog. There's like it was there, and people literally went into it. It's just no one discovered it because people were busy at war and not really exploring the seas as much during that time period.
I guess. I mean, I don't know, but I will say though, with Wonder Woman though, you would think it wouldn't be for men, but when you watch the entire thing, somewhere in there, it's like, oh shit, I'm getting interested. Oh fuck, they're falling in love. It's a woman movie. Oh wait, no, here comes the action again. Oh, and then I end off with like, this is a good movie. Doesn't matter if I have a dick or not. It's just, it's aight.
But no, I get what you mean. Like one of the things I actually really like about what they're doing with Black Panther is it's always something I find interesting. It's kind of like almost a steampunk world because it's like, hey, let's get this kind of ancient culture but with really crazy tech. I love that kind of
It's
juxtaposition.
It's Afrofuturism. Like
Yeah.
Afrofuture. Oh, I love it.
yeah, it's Afrofuturism. Like that's a kind of disparate fantasy genre now that has been around for quite a lot of time.
And I love
I have
that.
a
That
few
looks
books
to
of
me
that.
super cool.
It takes that African culture and then it puts it in the future. Same way, like remember Stargate SG-1, the TV show?
Yeah,
How they had all the Egyptian stuff. It was all Egyptian themed, but it was all high
But it was
tech.
all future tech. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting.
It's the same
I'm
idea.
like,
That's what they call it. It's called Afrofuturism.
oh, is it seriously? I didn't know it was a genre. Okay.
Yeah.
And like going back to the Atlanta thing, like I feel like the black thing was like kind of like the least far away from it. If the reason why I love Atlanta is like I feel like it was more tackling our twisted ideas and morals of how we look at fame, celebrities, and all this other stuff, and getting to the top in the music industry. Like it was like taking a glance and look at other stuff, like that whole I can't remember the episode name, but where they're pretty much just making fun of like television on there, and it's like has their own commercials and everything. I think that's like one of the most clever episodes of television this far that I've seen in recent memory and stuff like that, because it's just making fun of like that kind of ideas and stuff like that, and like the stuff that even the black, quote unquote black community not puts on a pedestal, but we look up to or like think about and stuff like that. So I'm just like, it just shows you the other idea, the other perspective. Just like, hey, you see this? Like this is crazy that we think about this like this. But
yeah, and it kind of reminds me of like back in the day. I mean, the last time I ever saw, and granted, like I'm not black, no, I'm not a woman. You know, despite what people will say, I'm not a fucking woman. But the thing is,
Listen. If you want to tell us something about how you feel about yourself, it's okay, man.
like Allie's like,
we're
what?
not
What's wrong
gonna
with not
judge
being
you.
a woman? What the fuck?
Yeah, we're not going to judge you, Nick. It's okay. If you want to tell us in this space and this time, it's a safe space. We all love you. We're going to say positive statements to you as you come out to each of us. It's okay.
I'm actually Caitlyn Jenner.
What a twist!
With the twist. No, but the thing is though, it's just like last time I ever remember a time like this where you could just watch something and color wasn't a thing was Dave Chappelle. And I'm not even a big fan of Dave Chappelle. I don't think his stand-up comedy is good, especially that Netflix series. That shit was fucking bad. The last two ones.
Yeah, I agree.
That shit was rough. But his old stuff around the early 2000s. I think am I right saying that early 2000s?
I want to say it's
2003, 4, basically.
Okay, and that shit, like, you can show that to anybody in any age, any I don't know, like side political stance. It's just fucking funny.
Yeah, it was for everybody that watched it.
I have actually another great example of like a movie where there's like, oh, there's a lot of black people in it, but it's not like black.
That's just gonna be the highlight video when we talk about this part.
In this episode, Anthony is black as fuck.
black as fuck.
No, but this movie, Beyond the Lights. I don't know if some of you guys remember that movie. It had
Nate Parker and my girl, Gugu Mbatha-Raw.
Yes, she's beautiful, but like, yeah, that's definitely a movie that has a bunch of black people in it, but it's not like drawing attention to like, oh, they're black. Yeah, it's just a story. It's just people, and it's about this girl who, she makes it big in the music industry, and you just see how depressed she is, how like she has everything, but yet she doesn't, and she's extremely alone, and she's actually to the point where it shows like in the first couple of minutes that she's actually suicidal.
Yeah.
And it just follows her path. And my mom was already like, I watched this with my mom originally, and she was like judging the movie right off the bat because it started off with like, you remember that music video that they showed her, and she had this provocative clothing and she was dancing all provocatively. My mom was like, oh hell no. And I'm like, hey mom, wait.
Kelly of all people, like fuck.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, hey, wait, hold on. I see something. I see potential here. Like, hold on, let's see how this goes. And we ended up both loving it. It was just a really great film. Like, it didn't call attention to any race or anything. It was just a really great, just character development and everything. And I would definitely suggest it if you just want a good movie with people who are, with a diverse cast.
And it looks interesting, and it's just a shame that I see so many movies that seem kind of like this that get talked about so much more. I've never heard this name title, and apparently it's been out for like 3 years. Never heard it, so I'm just kind of like, damn, dude. Yeah.
It's a smaller movie, but it was something that I was really surprised about, and I was really happy because I just hate it when you see all these black movies, and they're just like foolishness. It's just a bunch of people acting ghetto. Like, man, I can't. I just want to see some genuinely like representation of our race that doesn't call the fact that like, oh hey, we have to act a certain way because of a stereotype.
No, we fucking don't.
And then just to bring us some time about race, I gotta say, like, I really love how like not Mexican this fucking movie, if I can show it, Lowriders is. It's like, you know, all of us Mexicans don't work on lowriders and do all that shit, even though like that's totally.
Oh man, they're finally making a San Andreas movie.
It's like we don't all work on lowriders, but I have one at home. I mean,
literally, I saw a clip, and I was trying to get to it. I fucked up my own joke, but there's a clip in here where this motherfucker's making tortillas, and I'm just like, fuck. Like.
So Nick, they're finally making that Grand Theft Auto movie you've always wanted.
God damn.
hey, Nick, I have one question for you about this movie.
Oh god.
Is Hector in it?
Yeah, I think he is. God, dude.
Was
And I
that
think
a-
his name's Hector.
There's this actor whose name is Hector, and he plays Hector in every movie he's in.
And in the fucking Walking Dead. The
Yeah,
one
what?
Mexican episode they got, and that motherfucker is shot with an arrow and goes, "Oh, my assholes!" I was like, fuck,
Oh.
man.
But the bigger question is is Carlos in the movie?
Carlos is climbing up on the wall.
Carlos on the walls.
I'm telling you, man, he's a Spider-Man.
You know, I'm tired of the movies that are always tiptoeing the stereotypes. Just go full stereotypes. Fuck it. Don't even care about offending. Offend everybody. You might want to move on, Nick. He's gonna be like this for a
Oh,
while.
no, we're about to end, man.
He's stuck.
I'm
He's
tired.
stuck. He's stuck. Get out of that.
I got some rice and beans on the fucking stove. I gotta get going, man.
You sitting in Mexican Spider-Man, they calling on the goddamn walls.
Hey,
I mean,
Carbone,
Shout out
get
to that
the
movie
fucking
though.
roof
It
holes.
made money. It made $6.2 million
What,
on a
lowriders?
budget of. Yeah, it made $6.2 million on a budget of $916,000.
Well, that was part of the Corona Light budget, so like.
Damn, that was great.
No, but Anthony, we're going to attack the chat, Holmes.
I attacked the top halls. The Carlos is on the damn walls.
You did that really good, you motherfucker.
We should all try to do that American accent, though.
That shit pisses me off. Carlos.
Oh man, but yeah, people, we about to slide right into that anime nights of people and stuff like that. I hope you guys voted on the polls.
Oh, let me
on
show
the
that
movie
really
that you,
quick.
yeah, show that polls and stuff like
We all
that.
voted
And
for
again,
Attack on Titan.
I will again show the polls inside when we actually get inside the rabbit and actually watch anime nights and stuff like that. Get you guys to vote on the polls one more time just to see what you guys think like that. But yeah, people, slide up in there. I'm gonna put the rabbit link in the chat. You guys slide on there. Keep the talking to a minimum, only about the movie. I think I'm gonna show an anime short. I almost forgot, so I'm gonna actually do that before we actually get into the movies and stuff like that. That's actually gonna be fun. And yeah, you guys. Yeah, Your Name. I'm so glad you guys picked it. This is a fucking adorable movie. It actually made me kind of cry when it gets to certain parts like that. It's just it's such an adorable movie. It's so touching. It's so touching. And with that being said, thank you guys for tuning into the Midweek Chat Attack. Hope to see you guys there for the Midnight Chat Attack on Saturday. And it's gonna be the last show that we do. Oh well, everybody's here because we're still gonna be doing the MCA on I think Saturday. I think Nick is still gonna be doing it like when we all in the Austin party, right?
Yeah, I'm still thinking of whether or not to do that by myself, which would be a really awful show that could be great. Or we might do this ahead of time and just kind of help everybody else, and also give me a day off. So if you guys want to message me personally and talk to me, I'll be lonely because all my friends will be gone having fucking fun. So
Or you can just record sound bites of us and start talking and then throw it to each one of us. Randomly. See how long it takes us to upload it.
Have buttons for the sound clips, but yeah,
I will warn you guys, if I do the show by myself, it's all going to be about my dick. So it's just like, it's probably better off we just don't do that.
So
As
and I am
opposed
gonna kidnap all the
to-
MCA folks that are going to be in Austin and have them on my podcast
Oh,
live like we did.
nice.
yeah, sweet. We're gonna be on the Ruthless, the Wrath of Ruthless podcast. But people, like I said, tune into the Midnight Chat Attack this one right before we go to Austin and stuff like that, so we can get our stuff together and actually just chill and hang out right before we all go off. And again, people, be safe. But with that being said, say it with me on 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, brother. You need to attack the chat, man.
Let me tell you something, Holmes.